There's a new man in charge of the affairs of Osun State, as Senator Ademola Adeleke has been sworn in as the new governor of the state. Speaking at the inauguration ceremony, Adeleke said he will review decisions taken by past administrations in the state. He alleged that his predecessor, Gboyega Oyetola, frustrated plans to ensure a smooth handover to him. Adeleke also said that Oyetola carried out some actions maliciously after he, Adeleke, won the July 16 governorship election, including hurried employment without provisions to sustain them. He claimed these actions were roadblocks channeled at making things difficult for his administration. Joining us on this show this morning as we discuss Adeleke's inauguration and his first set of actions as governor of Osun State is Diran Odeyemi, PDP Deputy National Publicity Secretary and Media Co-ordinator, Adeleke Campaign Organisation. Diran Odeyemi, welcome to the morning show. Good morning.
Good morning, Ruben. Thank you very much for bringing me on the program. I'm happy to be with you this morning.
Well, first, congratulations to your principal on his inauguration as the governor of Osun State. But he seems to be starting off on a quarrelsome note, considering the fact that there are many challenges that he needs to worry more about. Executive order from day one to freeze all accounts, to set up a panel to review the state of things in the state, and also, change of the name of the state, which he says is unconstitutional, and then directive immediately that all the insignia, and symbols relating to Osun State should immediately be changed. But there are certainly challenges. There was very little in terms of what he himself intends to do, rather than worrying about what he calls injustices of the past. What do you have to say in his defense?
Thank you very much, Ruben. I'm not sure you read the speech, apart from the governor delivering it yesterday. I will send a copy to you after this program. The speech is all-encompassing. It is about what he intends to do when he gets to office, and is a chronicle of what has happened immediately after we won the election between the governor and the Oyetola administration. It's a normal thing after winning. So I said we wrote several letters to the government and the agencies. We were expecting a transition committee whereby we will be able to know the assets and liabilities of the government. We will rub minds together as citizens of Osun State, irrespective of any political party that has won the election. But this did not happen. The governor refused to set up a transition committee to work with us. So we turned that transition committee to, putting dots and commas on our manifesto and come up with something tangible, which we enable the new governor to take over smoothly. Even after that, but in between that time, all what we realized, all what we saw was that the governor, the Oyetola administration, started a backing of some programs that they did not do for the past 4 years. And what are these programs? Number one, they embarked on they conducted the local government election hurriedly. They did everything sharply in such a way that we had to go to court to challenge that. And we are happy now that the court nullified that election on Friday. Apart from that, many traditional rulers were promoted from second class to first class. Many outstanding traditional institutions that were not filled were hurriedly filled up. Many traditional rulers were hurriedly crowned by this administration, which led to series of crises in all distance. In Nikirun, the people there had to burn down the palace simply because the person endorsed by Governor Oyetola wasn't the one chosen by the traditional institution, which is the Afobajes, the traditional worshippers. So it was more, imagine Governor Oyetola crowning the chairman of APC as the new Oba elect in Ibadan. It went as far as that. And not only that, he started employing workers irrespective of anything. He started employing workers, he started upgrading, he started using political power anyhow. So we thought all these things were abnormal. And what we have to do is to review when the governor gets to office. So if you are saying that there are more issues to be worried about than what the Oyetola administration did within the few period before they left the office, then we are not getting it right, because we still need to put a lot of things right, because they really try to frustrate the incoming administration with all the policies they took up. They wanted to finish the treasury. They started awarding bogus contracts. They started backdating contracts. And don't forget, we have civil servants who are friends of the new government. We have civil servants who work and see things in a positive way and believe that what the governor is doing right now is not ideal in any democratic setting. So we have our own report, which will guide us into, looking into issues that were done between those periods. As we are going into government now, we don't know the asset and liability left for us. There's no proper handling over. Nothing is done whatsoever. No inauguration committee, no transition committee. All that we keep hearing on a daily basis is that employment has been given to 100 people. Promotions has been done. It's been done here and there. And the last was the appointment of 30 directors, not even directors. There are some that were not even qualified to become permanent secretaries.
Okay, Diran.
But this man already did everything, has got them in.
Okay, Diran. Okay, well, just for us to have the proper perspective, talking about the former governor, Oyetola, he says he's leaving 40 billion naira in the treasury and that he has not borrowed any money and that he cleared more than 91 billion naira of debt that he inherited from the former governor of Osun State in 2018 when he assumed office. And that apart from the debt of Ademola Adeleke's administration that he cleared, he said also that apart from the 14 billion that is living in the coffers, he did not borrow a penny during his tenure, and that there is another 4 billion or so that is still going to come from IGR and some other sources. So just for us to balance the two, but maybe later you still tell us exactly what Senator Adeleke intends to do, his own agenda, because that speech is reported in the papers. Vanguard took a substantial part of it, other papers did. Apart from local government reform and correcting injustices, what exactly does he want to do? But I'll come back to that later.
All right, thank you very much. I'll just talking about that speech by the governor, just to analyze his inaugural speech. Item 9.10 says that, item 9, first of all, says our administration will demonstrate a high sense of urgency, transparency, justice, and innovation to tackle and solve the problems, tackle the problems. Just to highlight the word transparency, currently, the governor, Senator Ademola Adeleke, is embroiled in a certificate controversy, as there's been a petition by the APC for his 2018 certificate and records with INEC to be declared. Do you not think, in the spirit of transparency, that he should be able to present his certificate to demonstrate to the people that indeed he's setting off on the right note of transparency and integrity?
Thank you very much. The governor submitted all his credentials to INEC before he was adjudged to be qualified for this election. What really happened, or what I want to think you are referring to, is the issue that boiled out from the tribunal.
Yes.
Let me tell you what happened there. The APC lawyers applied for a subpoena to bring in the Osun State rec to come and declare or bring forward the certificate submitted by Adeleke in the court. Yes, they were granted the subpoena, which was okay. But when the NEC official came, he was able to educate them that he doesn't keep the certificate as a state rec, that it is the national party that submits whatever documents to the national head office, which is INEC head office in Abuja. Rather than subpoena him as the state rec, they should have subpoenaed the INEC rec in Abuja, who will now forward all the documents to him for submission at the tribunal. This is the issue. Nobody is afraid of, tendering any result. After all, he submitted them. They have become a public document. And, when the issue of certificate came up, it went as far as the Supreme Court, which has been settled. Nobody is afraid of that. And if the minimum qualification is school cert, and Adeleke said he went back to school at the age of 62 to get a degree, I think we should just let that be until the INEC and the legal teams in the tribunal are able to do the right thing and bring forward the certificate. So it's not shying away from that. It's not hiding away from it. It has become a public document. And talking about transparency, if you know Adeleke family very well, they actually want to protect that name, because what happened yesterday when the brother was sworn in was, was a blessing from God. Let me put it this way. Their father was a senator in Osun State. His brother was a governor and later became a senator. And here we have immediate brother again becoming a senator and a governor. I very much doubt if any family has been so blessed, with this kind of an honor. And the head of the family now, Dr. Adeleke, he is a popular man. Everybody knows him worldwide. He is the father of that popular musician, Davido. He owed tenaciously to that name, Adeleke. And that is why he believes that whatever is going to happen in Osun State is going to be for the best. So sincerity, openness, fairness is what they want to display. And by the special grace of God, Osun State is going to witness a transparent government.
So we still need a lot of transparency as regards this Adeleke certificate issue. There's a story that is making the rounds that said the high school diploma and a college degree were obtained just 24 days apart in the United States last year. According to a review of academic credentials to INEC, and there are copious evidence here that he earned his bachelor's degree in criminal justice from Atlanta Metropolitan State College, 29th of August 2021. In the same declaration, presented a diploma certificate obtained from Penn Foster High School dated 16 July 2021, only prior 24 days difference to his collegiate certificate. I mean, so there still needs some transparency to be done as regards that. But also, I also read through his speech, and congratulations to him, I should say. But it was low on how it will change the lot of the people. I'll give you one area of his speech. For instance, where he talked about the economy. He just said in passing, and let me read that part to you, and it was quite shocking. For a state that is in dire straits, for a state that has a very downward economic spiral, he just talked about the fact that, okay, we'll liberalize the economy, we'll bring about economic potential and development, we'll use tourism, but there was no how as regards this. Okay, agro-based industrialization for wealth creation and job creation, homegrown infrastructural policies, while a detailed action plan will soon be unveiled. So what specifically and how is he going to get all of this done? So those two questions, the 24 days apart between his two certificates, how can a high school, college, diploma be 24 days apart from a college degree, and what is he going to do as regards the economy?
Mr. Rufai, I would have expected you to do your own private investigation about this and not read what APCC is throwing out into the media. I say this because what you have just mentioned are contentious issues that the APC placed before the tribunal. And if the matter is at the tribunal, I want us to trash it out at the tribunal rather than saying whatever, on camera now. Anything about the certificate, anything we want to say about his qualification, let's leave that, because it's a contentious issue that we are dealing with at the tribunal. And what you have just read out is exactly what APC puts down. If you are telling me that you have gone to America, you did not go to that university he claimed to have gone to, if you are telling me that he did not attend secondary school he claimed to have attended, or the certificates were fake, according to your own investigation, perhaps we'll be talking of a different thing. The implementation, you just need the implementation for us. It's just less than 12 hours that it was sworn in now. We have good plans for the state. It has a lot of programs on ground, and it has a lot of assurances from investors outside Osun State. So when he's saying he was going to boost the IGR in the state, he will use the tourism as a tool towards increasing the IGR in the state. He knows what he is saying. And so let's leave the implementation for, few days. You will start seeing him in action. So it's not about dancing alone. For people who mistook his hobby as a dancer, as not having anything on his head, they will be surprised at what they are going to see in Osun State.
Okay, but your governor, shouldn't stop dancing. We find that entertaining. We'd like to see him dancing. But quickly, before we go, Diran, if you are still there, okay, I wanted to ask you, two major challenges that he faces. The House of Assembly in Osun is dominated by the APC, 23 of them. He has only 3 PDP members in that house. Fact. 2, the matter is still before the tribunal. Oyetola is still at the tribunal. 3, the issue of local government elections. I know a high court in Osogbo, cancelled that, but you will still need to organize local government elections.
Ruben, you are breaking up. I hardly hear you. Hello?
I asked you about the composition of the House of Assembly.
Ruben.
Can you hear me now? Hello?
Okay. I can hear you now, yes.
Yeah, the composition of the House of Assembly. 23 APC members, 3 PDP. How does he intend to work with them? Local government elections. The last one conducted in October, cancelled by the court, High Court in Osogbo, as violating sections 29 and 32 of the Electoral Act. But he will still need to organize fresh elections. And then there is still a matter at the tribunal over his election that has not been resolved. So how does he deal with all these headwinds?
House of Assembly in Osun State, we are all indigenous of Osun State. We are talking among ourselves, and we are hoping that the House of Assembly will cooperate, because all what we want is the good governance for the people of Osun State. They are not ghosts. We are friends. We know ourselves. So we continue to talk. That shouldn't be a problem. Then talking about the local government that was dissolved, of course, we will have to sit down over it, look at the legal implication of, either conducting another election or having people appointed into that each local government as caretaker. We will look into that.